Hey guys, welcome back to a new YouTube video. Today we will be watching Serial Killer Burns His 9 Victims Alive by Dr. Insanity. Please check out my boy Dr. Insanity. His channel will be linked down in the description. Follow him. He makes great ass YouTube videos. Go show him support from me. Say Twizzy sent you. But yeah, let's get right into this.
It's 3:30 a.m. in a neighborhood in the city of Akron. CCTV records a man in a jumpsuit walking up to a house. Seconds later, what could only be a nightmare begins.
Akron 911.
I got a fire going on 4th Avenue. It's fully engulfed. I think there's people in the house. It's blazing, man. It's blazing. It's up here quick. I can feel it. The lights are going out. It's burning quick, man. If somebody's in there, they're dead, man.
As the flames engulf the house, the mysterious man disappears into the night, leaving a trail of blood behind him.
Oh my God.
What? Holy shit.
Hurry, please. Oh, Jesus. The whole house is on fire.
As authorities were called to investigate, they had no idea what they were stepping into. This would only be the beginning of a series of fatal fires.
Let's be honest, of course it's in Akron, Ohio. Okay? Of course it's in fucking Ohio.
Set by a vicious, cold-blooded killer, and detectives would soon find themselves racing against the clock.
Wouldn't that be arson? As well? I know it's murder, but isn't that arson?
Serial arsonist hunts for his next victims.
Fucking told y'all. Dr. Insanity, again, go follow that motherfucker.
The night of April 17th, 2016 was uneventful for 66-year-old Lindell Lewis. He had just gone through a hip replacement surgery and was resting at his home on 719 Fultz Street, being looked after by Gloria Jean Hart, his girlfriend at the time. However, this night would be different. This night would plunge the once peaceful city of Akron into sheer terror. In the early hours of April 18th, close to 3:33 a.m., CCTV footage captured a man walking in the direction that led directly to Lindell's house. And moments later, tragedy would strike the house of Lindell Lewis. Because he was
Damn, R.I.P. to Window. And, his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure. R.I.P. to whoever died in that house. R.I.P. whoever died, man. I'm sorry, it's sad.
in a hurry to escape, this first attempt at setting the house on fire had failed, and the flames died out, prompting the arsonist to make a return for a second time to make sure.
He went back? What the fuck? Alright, my fault, y'all.
Where he finished the job. At around 3:40 a.m. at approximately 3 minutes.
I just spilled my fucking water everywhere, dude. Ugh, it's on my fucking keyboard. It's on my goddamn fucking monitor. Dude, what the fuck?
It's
Where were we? Here?
Akron 911.
Right here. You're on right here, right?
The
Sorry,
night
y'all,
of
we're back.
April 17th, 2016 was uneventful for 66-year-old
Wait, no, we're
Lindell
living
Lewis.
well,
He had just gone through a hip replacement surgery and was resting at his home on 719 Fultz Street, being looked after by Gloria Jean Hart, his girlfriend at the time. However, this night would be different. This night would plunge the once peaceful city of Akron into sheer terror. In the early hours of April 18th, close to 3:33 a.m., CCTV footage captured a man walking in the direction that led directly to Lindell's house. And moments later,
crazy.
Tragedy would strike the house of Lindell Lewis. Because he was in a hurry to escape, This first attempt at setting the house on fire had failed, and the flames died out,
Yeah.
prompting the arsonist to make a return
That's
for a
crazy that he
second
made a
time
second
to make
fucking
sure
return.
he finished the job. At around 3:40 a.m. and approximately 3 minutes after this second round of dousing the house with what appears to be gasoline, a raging fire would swallow up the entirety of Lindell's house. This was an early Monday morning,
Bro.
and most people in Lane Worcester neighborhood were asleep preparing for work. No one would have been awake to see who this masked arsonist was. More importantly, whoever this was well aware of Lindell's hip surgery, as it had made him wheelchair-ridden and unable to move. This meant that the fire was started knowing that he would never be able to escape. And soon enough, 911 calls would begin pouring in as the fire raged on.
Akron 911.
This is 725. It's next door. I can feel it. The lights are going out. It's burning quick, man. If somebody's in there, they're dead, man. You can get up there real quick.
Hey, they're on their way right now.
Presumably, Lindell and his girlfriend were sleeping in their bedroom on the upper floor of the house when the fire initially began. Since the masked arsonist ensured that the fire spread from the ground floor, this meant that by the time they woke up because of the
couldn't
heat
get-
and crackling of
They couldn't get downstairs. It was, dude. Like, is that my GPU? Is that mine? Why the fuck is no FPS running? Y'all see that shit? Nah, you
the
good. Y'all
fire,
good. Don't trip.
they had no
That's sad, though. That's fucking sad.
escape, especially because Lindell was unable to move by himself. Gloria most likely helped Lindell move from the bed, and the couple retreated to their bedroom in an attempt to get as far away as possible. But all this did was delay the inevitable. As firefighters and EMS arrived at the scene, the elderly couple was heard screaming for help from inside their bathroom. Even with desperate attempts to save them, it was far too late. This gasoline fire was far too violent, and the smoke was far too thick. Gloria
That's
Jean
so
Hart
sad.
and Lindell Lewis were pronounced dead by the time they were discovered. A tragedy like this was unheard of in Akron, not only because of the fact that there was now an arsonist on the loose, but because no one knew who his next victim would be. Because as it turns out, Lindell and Gloria were only 2 of his 9 victims to come. The hunt for this masked murderer was on. Lindell and Gloria were only 2 of his 9 victims to
9. Those are 2. That's 3 kids. That's 4. That's 5. That's 5. That's like my age. She might be 18, bro. He's a kid as well. 3 adults. 6 fucking kids.
The hunt for this masked murderer was on, and soon enough, detectives had a lead. During the night this fire occurred, the suspect had fled in this direction immediately after his second attempt. This meant that whoever this was lived in this general vicinity, and considering this, the very first suspect would be Stanley Ford. Stanley was a peculiar man. He often claimed to be a guardian sent by God and would spend his days sleeping so he could stay awake at night to watch over the neighborhood. Additionally,
Yo, he stays up at night to watch this neighborhood. Could have been him, I ain't gonna lie with you. Could be him.
Stanley was also Lindell's neighbor, and the two had spent many years living next to each other. This is why officers
Oh my god, I got it.
were certain that Stanley would react with sorrow when informed of Lindell's death. But when a call was made telling him of the tragedy, something was off.
I was calling to follow up with you about the fire across the street. You know, because of the tumultuous history that you and the people in Lindell's house had, everybody is thinking you, right?
No, Tanisha, listen to me once again. I do not mess with these people up here. Them guys try to get me to come on and engage with them. Them guys was nasty. They had prostitutes in and out all night. They was dealing with homosexuality. Them people was just bad people. I didn't do nothing to them people. Them people were just mean. I mean, listen here. When they moved up here, Tanisha, they stole everything that wasn't bolted down.
Well, Mr. Ford, this is my concern.
What's your concern?
Is that how to make people believe that it wasn't you.
Tanisha, you either take my word or you don't. That's all I can tell you.
Well, we do have another option.
What's that?
The polygraph.
Suspiciously, not only did Stanley refuse a polygraph test, but officers believed his reaction to be endorsing
What's a
Lindell's
polygraph?
death rather than mourning it. This was likely because of a lot.
Y'all know what a polygraph is? I don't know what my demographic is, but fuck it, I don't know what a fucking polygraph is.
In the two's relationship that stemmed from their arguments about property boundaries and maintenance. However,
Some old people shit, bruh. Some old ass dudes arguing about property line. What the fuck?
in all fairness, this case was not limited to Lindell alone. In fact, Stanley was infamous for often disputing with neighbors when it came to property boundaries. All things considered, Stanley was only seen as a weird and obnoxious neighbor, rather than someone who would burn a house down. For now, at least, he was not the most prominent suspect, as detectives began to believe that the one responsible for this fire may have been someone inside Lindell's house.
Oh, fuck.
The night the fire occurred, Lindell and Gloria were not the only ones in the house. Thomas Hugley and Garrett were two of Lindell's friends who were going through tough times due to financial constraints. Lindell was kind enough to offer the two of them a place in the basement of his home. Fortunately, Thomas escaped before the fire could swallow up the basement, but Garrett, on the other hand, just so happened to be somewhere else that night. By
Yo,
April 22nd, 2016,
Garrett, you got some questioning, my boy.
Akron detectives would call in Garrett for an interview to find out what really happened.
First, let me say that I hate having to put you out there like that. Like all of
That was terrible. Like, what the hell? Heck.
you guys, that's my first language. But I was worried because they said you lived down there, and I hadn't seen or heard from you, so I waited.
Yeah, I was there earlier that day because I was over my auntie's house doing a job for her.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's her name?
Shit. Williams. I forgot her last name. She works across the street back there.
Okay. Now, I ain't trying to, stir your brain, because the main reason I want to find you, make sure, one, that you safe and you okay, and to find
I didn't know nothing about it until my sister and them called me.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Hughley called me.
And what would they say?
They said the house burned down. But they didn't tell me nothing about nobody got hurt in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my best friend.
What you talking about, Linda?
For detectives, it is definitely odd that Garrett is taking so long to remember the finer details, but this is nothing conclusive as of now. However, they are confident that by poking deeper, they might be able to find some clues.
Have you heard about anybody who got a beef with him?
Oh, no. That I know of.
Now, what was that thought you just had?
That was that I know of. Nobody I know of right off the hand.
That don't seem like the truth. It seems like you're choking on the truth right now.
I said, I don't know offhand because I didn't.
Why you laugh? I think you're about to crack down on this mug.
Know the people he knew.
It's obvious you just had a thought. Do you just not want to speak because all of us in here, or
No,
do you not want to speak because you're at the police station?
I don't know.
You definitely had a thought right there.
All I know is they report to have a restraining order and that guy across the street, stand something. That's all I did.
Stanley's name has once again crept into the conversation. In fact,
shit.
rumors about Lindell and Stanley's conflicts had already spread like wildfire, and he was on his way to becoming suspect number one. But for detectives, this could mean anything. Stanley would alternatively be the most suitable for Garrett to pin his crimes on, a neighbor with a god complex who had frequent conflicts with Lindell. Furthermore, Garrett has not given any details about his alibi. All we know is that during the night of the fire, he was at his aunt's house and was spending time with his niece. This is why detectives would not let up putting pressure on Garrett.
You're the only person that ain't even gave a scenario. And that kind of made me suspicious
Scenario means.
of anything that you might have heard or thought. You're the only one.
But I don't know nothing. I wasn't there.
I know you weren't there.
I hadn't been there in a couple of days. So.
You weren't there, but you're the only one.
All right, let's do it this way. The night of the fire, the night it happened,
I was at my niece's house.
what time did you get there?
I don't know what time we got there.
Was it light outside or was it dark?
I don't know. We was intoxicated. What can I say?
Who were you with?
Me and my niece.
And what time did you leave there?
The next day, I think.
What time did the fire happen?
I don't know. Thomas told me
Bro, I'm
it
like
was 3
getting
o'clock
hot.
in the morning. I don't know.
Let me ask you this question. Was you going to the funeral today?
Yes. Yes.
You know what time it is?
It's supposed to be at 10 o'clock. That's what they say.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to go home straight with you. But the gut feeling I got is that you have some names swirling in your head. You just don't want to give them because you don't want to give
I
them.
don't know them.
Right.
I don't know them people.
You might not know
socialize with them people.
We need your help. We're asking for your help.
I know. I understand that. I just don't really know much, man. But man, they protected me when I was on the football field. I had to be tackled, and they made it happen for me. They said, we ain't gonna get tackled. Oh my God. They was good guys.
For detectives, this was perplexing.
This makes
a
no-
suspect that was willing to cry.
This makes no fucking sense. He just talked about him being on a football team and him doesn't want to get fucking tackled. Dude, the house that you were just staying at just got shot up in fucking flames about yesterday to this. I'm pretty sure yesterday. I think they call it like got him the day after. And you're talking about you being on the fucking football team. Just doesn't, dude. No, everybody is innocent until the end of this video, and I know who's guilty. But I'm trying to pick who I think is guilty before at the end of the video. Y'all go up in the comments and see who y'all think, okay?
For his dead friend and housemate, yet had no solid story for where he was on that day, created a contradicting situation. No matter what, detectives cannot be certain that Garrett is the...
Like, the day that Garrett isn't at the house is the day that it burns down. It's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy.
the arsonist, so they would slowly push him towards a polygraph test, claiming it's the only way to prove his innocence.
I look you. Is a polygraph? Oh, like a lie detector? Yeah, alright, so a polygram is like a lie detector. It's a lie detector. It's a lie detector.
Okay.
I'll call you.
I genuinely thought the bitches were fake.
No, it's his schedule.
We got a polygraph
It's his
operator
schedule.
here. We're going to bring him in here, and he's going to schedule with you. Set up an appointment.
Oh my God. This is nuts. I'm about to have a fucking heart attack.
Listen, man. We're trying to help here. We're not...
I will. If I can help you, I will. I swear to God, I will.
Well, if you need to get something off your chest and let us know something that you know, you will feel a whole lot better. That you're our key to information about who's...
Why me? Why y'all putting it on me? I wasn't even
Because you
there.
lived in the house for 2 years.
Yeah, but I was never there.
He lived in the crib for 2 years, and the day that he leaves to go to his... See, he's getting just like, he's digging a deep hole for me, bro. He's digging a deep hole for me. That's what I'm thinking.
You're saying that you don't know or have heard anything about any of these incidents. The car fire that happened in 2013, and you were in the house. You have no clue.
What? So, whenever he was in the house in 2013, there was also a car fire? What? This man might be just surrounded. Did he do the car fire? Because then if he did the fucking car fire, I'm not gonna point fingers at the mug, but you did the car fire, you left one day, and then the house went up in fire. Just saying.
Who may have started?
You're saying nobody gave any names.
No scenarios, no theories, no nothing.
It's just not plausible, sir.
I mean, that just goes on in a normal conversation. Who do you think did this?
I don't know.
That's just part of a normal conversation.
Even though Garrett just agreed to the polygraph, just moments later, he would have second thoughts.
Mr. Garrett, this Sergeant Butler. He's
How you doing, sir?
They're saying you want to take a polygraph.
Why don't you take a polygraph anyway?
You just said you would. You want to. You said, while we at it, let me take a polygraph.
I didn't say that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie with you. He did not say that. If I didn't see the recording in the video, he did not say that to me. Like, I did not hear that. He did not say that. They could be lying. Yo, the cops might try to. They could have just try to force him to take a polygraph. They could have just forced this man to take a polygraph. If he was not in the right state of mind right now, if he was like drunk, fucking high or whatever, bro, and they said that to him, he probably would have agreed.
I said I would if I needed to.
Oh shit, maybe he did say that. Maybe he did. My fault. I didn't hear it.
Well, it's coming down to a need.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk to Sergeant here. He'll explain it. Is this something that you'd be willing
Why'd they blur it out right here, bro? Let me fucking
to
watch.
do? Is take a polygraph?
No, I changed my That ain't working. Why is that working like that?
You finally told
I
us
didn't mean that. I said I might.
Usually, suspects are never legally obligated to undergo a polygraph test. Even if they did, these tests are not presentable in court due to a lack of accuracy and reliability, since results are affected by several factors like anxiety and mental and physical health. And with Garrett's insistence that he is innocent and was not at Lindell's house often, detectives are stuck with no other suspects. Their only remaining choice was Stanley Ford, the self-proclaimed neighborhood guardian. But at this point, this was more of a gut feeling for detectives as they
Wait, so they got this man on like on the TV and shit. This man is known. No, cause like I ain't gonna lie, his name, Stanley Ford, seems like a very like every single time they say his name, I feel like I know his name for some reason. I feel like I know him. I don't know why. I don't at all. But like, bro just seemed like a very like well-known person.
could not put up a plausible case against him for an arrest. In their eyes, many suspects were just as suspicious as Stanley, if not more. This meant the Arkan arsonist was still on the loose, and maybe these investigations had scared him, because things seemed to settle down. For the entirety of 2016, there were no more fires, and most began to forget about the incident. However, this peace would soon come to an end. On January 23rd, 2017, someone set
A year later.
fire to a vehicle on 723 Russell Avenue.
Low-key, less than a year, right? April, June, like a year.
Just a few blocks away from the first fire. The next 2 months would be another wave of silence from the arsonist until May 15th, 2017, when close to 3 a.m., Lane Worcester neighborhood was given another rude awakening.
Multiple people are dead after a house fire in Akron this morning.
That's so weird. Bro was like moving and he moved every 2 months. Like he was like doing shit every 2 months. That's weird, bro. He did something, he waited a year. Set a car on fire, waited 2 months, and then this.
At least some were children.
The Akron Fire Department says the home was fully engulfed when they arrived. The heat was so high, a staircase melted away. The exact number of victims has not been released.
A fire on 693 Fultz Avenue had resulted in the death of 7 people. 35-year-old Dennis Huggins and 38-year-old Angela Boggs.
Oh shit, so she is an adult. Oh fuck, I muted the audio. What a dumbass.
Aged between 16 months and 14 years.
16 months to 14 years old. That's younger than me, bro. I'm so sorry to everybody in this picture and also the 2 people from before. I'm so sorry. I hope their family is I know this was in 2016, but I hope all my praise go out to them.
This
Sorry,
was the
I'm so
second
sorry
major
that
fire after
Shit,
the Lindell
That should never happen to somebody. I'm so sorry.
home was burned to a crisp 13 months prior. The fire had started in trash cans placed at the front of the house and spread quickly through the porch into the home. However, this was no accident. According to a forensic analysis, an accelerant identified as gasoline was dumped into the cans. The flames were intense and enveloped the house within seconds. There was no room for
Is this the house? Holy fuck, y'all see this? Do y'all fucking see this?
escape, and just
Nothing. It's literally clear of... It's all burned down. Dude, that's... Look at the walls. I don't know if that's, like... char? Just look at the fucking house, bro.
Just like the first fire, all 7 victims were found huddled in corners of the home as they had been trapped by the smoke and flames. The bodies...
They had no, like, chance to get out. Cause, dude, if you have a 14-year-old, and then the ages just go down from there, and you only have one 14-year-old, and then you have like a 12-month-year-old, no way, even if the fire was that bad, no way you could get all of them the fuck out. Man, that's so fucking sad.
Had been burnt so badly that the only way to identify them was through a DNA test. This was a tragedy, but compared to the first fire, finding the
dude whoever did this shit is like all the other videos as well. Whoever does the fucking crime is generally a fucking piece of shit that should never live on the fucking earth.
Suspect this time wouldn't be hard, as there were only 2 options. The first was Patrick Boggs, who had a bit of history with Angela Boggs, the mother of the children in this
Boggs? They got the same last name. What are they, like, family?
fire. Patrick Boggs served 12 years in prison for dousing Angela in kerosene and threatening to set her on fire in 2001.
What? Get that man! Get that man in the fucking prison now. He did it. I know he served 12 years, but threatened to light her on fire and douse her with ketazine? What is that? Is that like a form of, like, gasoline? Bro. Some people in the world, dude.
1. He was a violent man and had even tried to stab someone, making him a very...
Nah. We already know this man's violent. You already know he tried to stab somebody. Yeah. I would bring him in. I would bring him in as well.
Plausible suspect. But even with his past, Patrick was quickly discarded as cameras provided he had never left his home in Ohio. More importantly, an extensive polygraph test proved that Patrick was telling the truth about not being involved in this crime.
So then, those 2 guys from in the house could have done it.
However, his role in these murders wouldn't
they didn't take the
here,
polygraph,
as
but
we'd
he
later
did.
find out.
So
for now, the only remaining suspect was a familiar face, one that was a common denominator in both fires: Stanley Ford. And this time,
I can't wait for them to talk to him.
Officers were prepared to gather a mountain of evidence against him.
They treat me like I'm a suspect, man. I'm not a suspect.
The first step was to obtain a search warrant for Stanley's home, which would result in a crucial piece of evidence being found.
Wasn't this like a year later, though? Whoa. Let me unpause.
Worn out tennis shoes that had been covered in an accelerant. An accelerant that just so happened to be gasoline. But the
this motherfucker.
Evidence wouldn't end here. One of the detectives would decide to have a one-on-one conversation with Stanley in his car, and what he says would be nothing short of disturbing.
No, listen what I'm saying to you, Stanley. This is so wrong, Stanley, listen what I'm saying to you. Embarrassing to my neighbor. Listen what I'm saying to you. You mentioned some things last night about some bad people at the house, or...
Well, to me, I thought they was bad kids. Well, the stuff they was just doing immature stuff in the neighborhood.
Like what?
Shit, kicking the...
Didn't he say he's a protector of the neighborhood as well? He's a protector of the neighborhood. He doesn't like how they're doing stuff in the neighborhood.
Vehicles, rear view mirrors, busting them out and stuff like that.
Is that a good way to get rid of somebody moving out the neighborhood or get rid of that?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it like that. Why would I do that? I wouldn't do it at all. I ain't gonna set somebody on fire just to get them out of the neighborhood. That ain't godly, like, man. That ain't.
I know that.
That ain't human nature.
Well,
like
yeah, that's evil. That's pure evil, ain't it?
Man, I'm not evil, man.
Yet another instance of Stanley Ford justifying not only the deaths of the couple, but of their 5 innocent little children too. Just like in the murder of Lindell Lewis, there was a pattern of pure hatred towards the victims. A pattern so disgusting that...
Whoa, wait, does Stanley not like both of the victims? Yo, this guy.
Stanley felt it was his God-given right to purge anyone who upset the guardian of the neighborhood. In this case, Stanley often accused the family of dealing drugs, damaging his property, and engaging in illegal activities, which only fueled his hatred towards them. Several neighbors had witnessed heated...
Y'all should never hate your neighbors. Don't even matter what they do is, bro. At the end of the day is, if they do something you don't like, it ain't your fucking life. That's all I gotta say. If they're doing something that you do not like, talk to them. If they ain't change it, then let it be, bro. You said your word. You did the most as you fucking could.
Exchanges between the couple and Stanley leading up to the fire. Not only that, but the night of the fire, neighbors mentioned how they saw Stanley continuously patrolling the house. This would be corroborated by CCTV footage that would not only catch Stanley walking towards the house right before the fire, but also running away from it after. If all of this was not compelling enough, there would be one last piece of evidence that would solve the mystery of the Arkan arsonist. Take a look at this footage from the 2016 fire of Lindell's home. Now, matching this with the footage from the 2017 fire,
they got the same walk.
Both with
they got
the footage
they all
from
got
when police spoke with Stanley in the neighborhood. There is one correlation.
They got him. They all walk
the way the suspect walks is exactly the same as Stanley's stride.
Holy
Without a doubt, Stanley was the one responsible for the cold-blooded murders of 9 people.
Oh, that's actually wild. That's how they caught him? That's how they caught him? They caught him because of how he walked. That's... Don't be doing the dirt. Do not be doing dirt out there. Do not, like Flake says, do not do dirt out there, bro. Please don't. Don't do dirt.
Officers were now certain of this, and soon enough, Stanley was called in for an interview to be confronted with his sick...
Like if you think about this, they have this type of evidence on him in 2017. It is 2025. You know damn well they have fucking 8K fucking cameras and shit now, bro.
Times.
We want to talk to you. I want you to be honest with me. Okay. I've been honest. Let's talk about the day in question. Let's go back to the fire. What about it? Okay. What can you tell us about the fire? I don't have no knowledge of that. So what's the point? You know, sometimes I explain to them, I exercise, I get Charlie horses. Right. Sometimes I walk the street and back. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I didn't do that fire, man.
In the face of these denials, detectives decide that enough is enough. No matter what, they need a confession out of Stanley, and the best way to do that is to show him all the evidence that points towards him being the arsonist.
As you running back to the house.
Let my mom go, but I ain't really hungry.
At the time of the fire. Okay. Right. We got
Cooking's
you
great.
running to the house. You're not asleep.
Shut up, mama. Shut up, mama.
You're on the camera, Stanley. I want to know no camera running from the fire. Stanley, you're on the camera running from a fire? We got you. I didn't run from no fire. Stanley, listen. Yeah. It's time to come. It's time to man, listen. Stanley, yeah. We know the answers, okay? Right. Okay. But I wasn't running from no fire. Okay, you walk. You see the fire, okay? You're at the fire. No. I'm not at no fire. You're at the fire. I'm at a fire? Yeah, you're at the fire. Stay there. Go ahead. We need to hear your side of the story. Johnny, I'm being honest, man. I didn't do anything. I mean, I can't admit to somebody and do what I want to do that did that. I got too much to lose, man. We got all the pieces. We know the answers. This is what we want to know. Is there some reasoning or some kind of something that happened, man? Did somebody piss you off or somebody do something? No. To maybe why... Maybe, like I said, maybe trying to send a message. I'm allowed to walk the neighborhood. I wasn't at nobody's house. I'm walking. Explain why you running back from the house. I didn't do that. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I got the wrong. Well, you know you go. Okay, we got you. We got you.
Often a suspect will refute their crimes even in the presence of concrete evidence, as this would still give them a fighting chance in court. In this case, Stanley is doing exactly this, and no matter what detectives say, he won't be cracking anytime
Yeah, you're just gonna keep on denying.
soon.
Y'all believe that I did it? No, we proved that you done it. I didn't do that.
And they proved his ass. Dude, me personally, on some low-key shit, if them told me I proved you did it, I was crack. I know that's bad and shit. But if they prove I did it, show me the evidence and I'll let y'all know what the fuck I did. Shit.
Derek did that, man. You want me to explain your charges to you, or do you want to? Do you want to explain them? I didn't do it. I'm serious. I didn't do it. I'm not going to admit to that. I didn't do it. If I did, I admit to it. I didn't do that. Let me explain your charges. Go ahead. Okay. You have 7 counts of aggravated murder.
However, this would be far from the end of Stanley.
Damn, that's like life. That's literally life. 7 counts of murder.
Saga. Because he never admitted to anything and had a history of being mentally unstable, there was a chance that he could get away completely scot-free in court.
Mentally unstable. He could get away with that wherever you plead insanity, you plead like insane. Dude, he could get away with being insane, then he could just go to a fucking mental hospital for like 2-3 years. That's so fucking bad, bro. He better not. Cause he did this. He knew what the fuck he was doing. He did it 3 different times, bro. He knew what he was doing.
Due to his mental status being absolved of all his crimes. 62-year-old Stanley Ford's trial would begin on Monday, August 30th, with the prosecutor, Michael D'Angelo, making his opening statements that focused on correlating the masked arsonist with Stanley Ford.
That timeline, his statements, and the similarities of his actions show his opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, the evidence, all of that will reveal his identity. And that will show
Damn, I just realized we got like court evidence. Motherfucker, go follow Dr. Insanity. This motherfucker works too hard on his fucking videos, bro. He got us court fucking recordings this time, bro. W Dr. Insanity, man. Love you, dude.
That when the defendant gets angry with his neighbors, he sets their property on fire and he kills them. And at the conclusion of this case, Mr. Laprinzi and I are going to ask you to find the defendant guilty of all the charges and all the specifications.
Stanley's defense, on the other hand, knew the kind of uphill battle that they were facing and decided that the best approach would be not to prove Stanley's innocence, but to disprove the suspicions of his identity.
A lot of the evidence that you're going to be presented to is not a dispute. It's not a dispute that there were 3 fires set. It's not a dispute that all 3 fires were set intentionally. And it certainly is not a dispute that there were 9 deaths. The coroner, the medical examiner is going to come in, talk to you about the homicides that she ruled, and then the cause and the manner of all 9 of those deaths. Those facts are not in dispute.
Almost.
But again, as defense, we told you, and you know that the state of Ohio has the burden of proof to prove each and every element. Defense has the burden to prove nothing.
On the surface, this might seem like an open and shut case, but Stanley's
Yeah, it
defense
does.
has
I ain't
planned for
allowed
these
to. His fucking defense attorney fucking his ass, to my opinion.
hearings thoroughly and knew exactly who to blame, because there was one person who could turn the tides in Stanley's favor: Patrick Boggs, the same man.
Man, didn't he just take a polygraph and as well he got written off as good? Why you bringing this man back up, bro? I swear to you, if he did not do this and you're bringing a man back up just cuz, and he gets arrested for this and he did not actually do this, that's so fucked up.
Who was the initial suspect for the second fire. When Patrick was arrested, the most conclusive evidence to dispel suspicions was his polygraph tests. But these
Told ya.
tests are not admissible in court.
Yeah.
This meant that when lead detective Troy Looney was called to the stand, he could do nothing but watch as the defense twisted this case.
You knew during the course of your investigation in 2001.
Damn, I wasn't even thought. In 2001, motherfucker, I wasn't even thought. Yeah, it's fucking 9 years later, bro. Holy shit.
That Patrick Boggs tried to set Angela Boggs on fire, correct?
Correct.
Also beat her up, correct?
Correct.
He believed she was cheating on
That's her husband, ex.
him with a black man, correct?
Correct.
That piqued your interest in this
We're getting
case
fucking,
too, because
we're
of
getting
who Angela
racism
Boggs
involved
was now
now.
dating,
Color,
fair?
are you fucking kidding me?
This line of questioning puts the prosecution in a tough spot, as Detective Troy could not immediately dispel the doubts of Patrick being the suspect using the results of the polygraph test. However, the defense would not lose momentum on this win. They would play their final trump card, bringing in Patrick Boggs himself as a witness.
And at this time, do you choose to testify?
I choose plead the fifth, and did not testify at all.
So you're choosing to invoke your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
With him pleading the fifth, the defense's case became much stronger because for the jury, a suspect refusing to answer questions meant that he did not want to incriminate himself in a crime that he may have been involved in, thus
He said, I'm sorry, maybe. I'm sorry, you could have done it. I'm sorry. Dude, this whole fucking case, this case is so just left fucking field, bro. This case is going so crazy. Dude, they pull fucking so much people out. Like, you like with the guy before bringing Patrick in, Ford, bro, good minute, he looked like, bro, he's about to get guilty. You about to get charged with this shit. And now you bring fucking Patrick in, and bro, this said I evoke my Fifth Amendment right, bro. Come on, dude.
the blame off of Stanley. Fortunately, there was one silver lining. A major step of the defense's plan was to use Stanley's extreme beliefs to drive the case towards an evaluation of his mental health. Unluckily for them, if Stanley didn't hesitate to murder 9 people, he wouldn't hesitate to fight his own defense team and admit in front of the jury that he had no mental issues.
They're trying to be pretty. They deal with all these competence of these different psychologists and psychiatrists and stuff. Does that make any sense, you know?
But I gotta tell you, it's incumbent upon you to cooperate with Dr. Karpowicz.
I'm not saying a doctor, Your Honor. I'm done with it. I'm not saying no more doctor.
At this point, the only thing left to do was for the jury to come to a decision. However,
What is the decision,
even with
jury?
every
Lock
single
in,
one
jury.
of the defense's
Lock
attempts
in,
to save
lock
Stanley,
in, lock
the
in,
decision
lock in,
would come
jury,
out to be
please
in
lock
favor
in.
of the prosecution due to the overwhelming evidence they had. The similar walks of the suspect, recordings of Stanley expressing his hate towards his neighbors, and Stanley running back to his home after the second fire.
One verdict, one aggravated murder regarding Angela Boggs. We, the jury,
I'm not gonna celebrate quick. I gotta see if
they
wrongly incriminated him.
Between the state of Ohio and the defendant Stanley O. Ford, do find the defendant guilty of the offense of aggravated murder, a charge in the indictment on or about the 15th day of May 2017.
But even though he was found guilty of the fires, jurors were yet to conclude their decision about Stanley's punishment. This is when the defense decided to move forward with Plan B. Do anything to save Stanley from the death penalty. There were a total of 12 jurors, and a unanimous vote was needed to give Stanley the death penalty. Even if one of them disagreed, he would be given a life
Does it say there's 12 unanimous votes on giving this man the death penalty?
Sentence instead. And on the 12th day of his trial,
What'd he get?
only 11 of the 12 would vote in favor of the death penalty.
Wait, don't you need 12 out of
defense
12?
was successful in their attempts to save him, as just one juror disagreed, feeling that he should only be given life in jail. But even his life
I mean, he killed 9 people. Allegedly. Well, not.
Would not
I'm
be
so lost. Like, I'm mostly like the last video that we watched. I was low-key on that shit. This one, dude, this video is fucking crazy.
kind to him, because for every single year of his life, he would be reminded of his sick and disgusting crimes.
Alright, so he did it.
Stanley Ford would receive 9 consecutive life sentences for every single one of his victims, without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 21 years. And to be reminded of his crimes, for every single date of the fire, and for every single birthday of
R.I.P.
the
to
5
all
children
3,
he
all
murdered,
5 of those
Stanley
kids.
would be
R.I.P.
given solitary
R.I.P. to those 2
confinement,
people as well.
a
R.I.P. to
punishment
everybody.
he will have to endure for the rest
Sorry, bro.
of his life.
Wow. Okay, guys. How'd y'all enjoy that video? YouTube, I love y'all so much, bro. Hope y'all enjoyed that shit. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Probably it's gonna be tomorrow, Monday. Love y'all boys so much. Go join the stream. It's Twizzy link down in the description as well. Probably the start of the video, probably like right here as well. So I love y'all boys so much. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, it's the